Hello students, myself Dr. Gunjan Shavastava, Assistant Professor at BPD University. Today we will discuss concept of rights and duties under the subject of jurisprudence. So let's begin. Rights basically is a functional working mechanism of law that it creates rights and duties of people. Every law empowers an individual to have a benefit while it imposes obligation on the other party to do their duties in honoring the rights. For example, if there is a law for providing the citizenship of a country for the recognition of nationality of citizens, then person has a right to citizenship and state has a duty to provide it. So, rights exist for the protection of the necessities of an individual in human world, unlike the struggle for existence and survival of the fittest theory in animal kingdom. Unlike animals, human beings are believed to be born equal and they have an equitable shot at life and its journey. It can be presumed that rights are necessary for protection of human needs and desire of individual in society. This all can be gone through the proper definition to comprehend it clearly. So rights are the valid claims of an individual that are accepted by society as necessary for personal growth and that of the society. Rights can be considered as set of facilities and privileges offered by the state to its citizens despite all odds. Rights can also be defined as what is rightfully owed to an individual by the state. So let's see what the scholars said about the rights. Hibbert said, right is one person's capacity of mobilizing others to do or not to do something by means not of his own strength but by the strength of third party. If a party is a god, it's divine right. If a party is a public, it's moral right. If party is a state, it's a legal right. So rights can be of many types. In the words of Professor Lasky, rights are those conditions of social life without which no man can see to be himself as his best. Someone has also given good definition. He said, a right is an interest recognized and protected by rule of right. It is an interest, respect for which is a duty, and disregard of which is a wrong. In the same sequence, Austin has also defined right, like a person can be said to have a right only when another or others are bound or obliged by law to do something or forbear in regard to his rights. It means that a right has always a corresponding duty. Now come to the elements of rights. Elements of rights can be of many types, like person's right, it means rights and duty holder. Recognition, that is by individual, state or society. So rights can be recognized also. And the rights has also a correlative duty. The duty that others owe to right holders. Next one is enforcement mechanism. Enforcement mechanism means law, police, court, etc. And finally, consequences. If one breach the duty to honor the right of the others, they have to face the consequences. That is, remedies or sanctions means punishment. So, according to Solomon, elements of the rights are person of inherence. It is also known as the honor of the subject of right. Honor of the right for those benefit the right exists is known as the person of inherence. They must be an fixed individual, like the person who buys a property, or it may be indeterminate self, such as unborn child, societal and animal rights. Person of incidence. Person of incidence Person of incidence, also known as duty holder or the subject of the duty. Subject, the content of right, it implies what the actually is. The content of right is implication on what to do and what not to do by the person of incidence, such that the person of inheritance could enjoy his right. It exists in expressed forms such that of law, declarations, or social customs. It usually points out that an act or omission to be done by the duty holder to fulfill the rights of the person. So, subject matter of right. It is the object over which the right is exercised. It may be physical object such as the land and the building, or a legal concept such as land, trademark and the company. And the next comes the title. The title, it is the evident event or a fact that has vested the rights in its honor. It can be summed up as the points of inheritance of the rights, the circumstantial changes that lead to the person of inheritance having a valid claim over the subject matter of the right, while at the same time person of incidence incurs the duty to do so. Now comes the classification of rights. First, even though all the rights exist to protect the interest of the individuals that work for the welfare of the society, they can be classified to various categories on their based on their title, nature of recognition, and enforcement. Some of these categories are mentioned below, like human rights, legal rights, right to repetition, copyright. There are lots of rights. So we'll start first with the human rights. Human rights, like title by virtue of birth, Recognition, it cannot be recognized by the laws or the state required. It applied universally. For the further discussion on the human rights, we will meet in our next class. So that's all for this session. We'll meet soon. Okay. Bye bye.